Hi, my name's Jonathan. Welcome to Tyne Valley Motorhomes. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of your new motorhome. So the first thing we want to do is just ensure that this, which is your freshwater tap, so that's how we drain the vehicle, is in the upright position. If we turn it, you can hear it just starting to trickle there, then it means the water will just all come out. So secondly, waste, again, make sure this, again, is in the upright position. Again, because what we don't want to do is when the water's coming out is to drain from here. So the waste is where we're going to, all the grey water, so all the dirty water is going to go to. So it'll just come out here, so pull over a drain and just drain the vehicle. So in order to fill the water, what we need to do is ensure all the valves are closed. We've been outside, we've made sure the wastewater is closed, the fresh water is closed. What we're going to do now is just ensure that the boiler is closed. So the way in which we access the boiler is just through this bench seat. And you've got a yellow toggle. When that is in the vertical position, pointing upwards to the sky, that is drain. When it's in laying flat at 0 degrees rather than 90 degrees, that is in the lock position. So that's a position that you want that yellow toggle in. Now it's safe to fill it with water. So to fill it with water, what we need to do is first unlock the fresh water with your key, pull that up, again, just insert the hose pipe into there, which is nicely held in place, and then turn the water on. Fill that up until obviously 100%. The way in which we can tell how much water's in is we can go up to the control panel, which I'll get to in a moment, and then watch that. It'll incrementally go up from 0, 25, 50, 75, and then to 100. Next thing we want to do is go to the gas locker. So on here, we've connected our gas bottle up. So put the bottle on, again, turn it towards you to tighten, and away to loosen. So once the gas is on, obviously nip that up with a spanner, turn the bottle on. You've got two safety precautions. You've got to press the first one, hold it for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3. That'll allow gas through to the regulator, and then press the little yellow toggle, 1, 2, 3. That then allows gas into the vehicle. These are crash protectors. So again, if you can drive with your gas on, and what happens if you have an accident, it'll seal there and seal there, which will then stop gas from going into the vehicle. Just as well on the outside of the vehicle, I'm going to point out the external gas barbecue point. So on here, you've got your little valve that'll go onto your pipe. So with a Jubilee clip, and then insert it in. Again, it's just a bayonet fixing. Once it's plugged in, gas barbecue is on. Just simply turn this red toggle round so it's pointing down, and that will turn on the gas supply. So in order to use the outside shower, you've got your shower head. This is how we use it. Again, on here, you've got a little insert. Press it in, that'll release it. And then again, pop your shower into there, and then that'll pressurize the system. And there you go, you've got your shower point. So to use the awning, grab your awning winding handle. Again, the pole can extend or shorten, so just extend it a little bit, pop it in. So what you'll see, you've got a little bayonet fitting that just slots in to the awning, and then all we do is wind it out. Wind it out so that you can reach the awning. Once it comes out far enough for you to reach the awning, again, just twist the handle slightly and it will hold inside. Once you've got the awning wound out so they can reach it, grab the right hand side of the awning leg, pull it towards you, the leg will come out, rotate it round. You've got a little wind down here which again sets the height of the leg. You also have a foot on the base, make sure the foot is flat. Drop it down and then put the awning to the correct height, and then just nip that up. That there will ensure that the leg doesn't drop. And again, then just wind it out. You can wind out for 2.5 meters. Once you've wound it too far, the canvas will drop and go droopy. So just wind it in a little bit so it gains its tension, and that's set to the right depth. Now you must be careful. You have got some pins inside the garage there to pin the leg down. If it's windy, this can lift, and again, if it's very windy, this could flip over the van. So please monitor it. You can get tie down straps which will stop it from lifting, so that would certainly be something to consider. And then once you're finished and you're going to put the awning away, okay, slacken the leg off, fold it up, make sure that the bottom foot folds to 90 degrees, parallel with the leg, pop it into there, and then push left, and that just clips in. And did you hear that clunk? That's it, nice and safe. And then we can now wind the awning back in. And when it goes in, it'll click in nice and sturdy. There we go. It's a little bit finished to get there. The first thing we're probably going to want to do is to turn on the control panel. So here's your control panel. First thing we want to do is press the on button, which is the top left hand corner. So that would generally not turn on the lights. So what we then want to do maybe is to turn, obviously now we know we've got some water going in, is put the pump on. You'll hear it kick in, and then because I've primed it already, it then stops. Next thing may be, obviously if it's evening time, put our lights on. Once the lights are on, everything is switchable. So we've got our outside awning light, which is just located on this little button here, and on this one, if you just look over at the underside of the cupboards, when I press this button, we've got the low level lights. That's controlled from the control panel. Next, if we press this button, this will take us through to our fresh water levels. So we've got our fresh and waste. The waste is empty, so there's nothing in the waste, and our fresh is at 100%. So that will come down in 25%. That will go from 100%, 75%, 50%, 25% to 0. So it will also alarm to notify you that you're getting low on water. And again, your wastewater level, that will go 0 and then 100. So what we need to do is, again, that will just show 0, 0, 0. It's just a float, and that will then go to 100. It will also beep to let you know that it is full. And then we empty that from the grey outlet located on the outside. We scroll through, so use these little arrows. This tells us our leisure battery does have 14.3 volts in. Our engine battery has 13.3 volts in. Power level, so again, this is just what we're draining at. So very little drain, and then mains current, and then solar current. Obviously we're inside, so there's very little coming in from the solar panel. And that just takes us back to the start again. Press our home toggle. And again, that one was just a quick release, how to get into the power levels, and then home. And that's everything on the control panel. After stepping in, after we've put the control panel on, next thing we're probably going to want to do is turn our hot water or heating on. So this is how we do it. This is your Truma control panel. It's iNet ready, which means that you can add the iNet system, which means that it will function off an app from your phone. At the moment, it doesn't have that type of connectivity. So what we do is just manually go over, press the center button in. That then opens up this menu. The little motorhome you can see flashing is the internal temperature. So at the moment, heating is off, so we can then turn it up to a maximum of 30 degrees. So what we say, we're going to put it to 25, then press the button again to select. Move it to the right. We've now got the little water with the thermometer in. Press that, that's our hot water. So again, turn that, we can either go to Eco, Hot or Boost. So we'll put that just to hot. Press again to select. And then what we're going to do now is select the source. So mix 2 means that we're going to use gas and 2 bars of electric. Turn to the left, we're going to use gas and 1 bar of electric. Left, gas, and then if we turn it to the left again, it'll turn it off. So we'll put that on to mix 2. Because if we go to the right and select electric is a very, very slow way of heating it up. So the best way to do it is to select mix, get it to temperature. Once you got it to temperature, if if you're on site, knock it back onto electric, either 1 or 2 bars. Okay, so now if we turn, what we've got to do is press enter until we get all of these on. This back to the main part of the menu, then allows us to scroll. So you go to the fans and then you can press enter. Select the fan speed. You've got eco, high and boost, so we'll just put that on eco at the moment, and then again it's flashing again, which then lets us rotate. So again, if you get a problem, say if it goes to failure or faults, press on the little spanner, turn this all the way to the right until it gets to reset, press that again, and then press it again until it starts to do a full reset. That will reset and calibrate the system, and then it'll come back up at the main menu, which is this menu here. The reason that we've got these two flashing is that it's working at the moment. We can hear the boiler on there, so that's just flashing to let us know that it's trying to reach temperature. Just lift this up. Now again, if it's not all the way up, it won't light. So you can hear a little micro switch there. That's there to cut the gas off. So if you try to put it down when the gas is on, it won't. It'll automatically shut the flame off. However, it won't do it for the electric. The electric hot plate will not turn off. So please be very careful and ensure this is cooled down before closing the lid, because it does make a mess. So again, from here, you've got your light in the oven. You've then got your electric hot plate. And then if we press in, turn to the left, got our ignition. We can see there, again, we control all of our hob from that point. And then again, on here, I'll just light them all up so you can see. And then again, same for your grill. Which is illuminated. And again, the oven works in the same way. Now have a water pump on. That means that the taps will all be functioning now. Again, you can see we have good pressure. Again, what we want to do is rotate from cold to hot, and then to turn it off, just press it in. The pump will cycle for a few seconds and then cut off. Again, good drainage as well. The hot water will take approximately 10 minutes to heat up to temperature. It's a 10-litre boiler, so again, if you're going to have a shower, please always put it on mix, and that's the best way to get an effective shower, because it's heating it the highest capacity, which means that hopefully that water won't turn off it. So the fridge, touch, so the left is to touch on and off, so press and hold, turns it off, press and hold to turn it on. The center button is our selector switch. Press and hold till it starts to flash, and then again we can move it through the different sources. So A is our automatic source, so once that stops flashing, it will automatically select which source it requires, be it 240 volt, gas. So at the minute it's gone to electric, 240 volt, and the little battery, so the 12 volt side of the fridge, will only function when you're driving. So please don't try to turn it onto that function until you're driving. So again, once the vehicle started, you press, select and hold until it flashes, and then you will automatically. So that little square which looks at the battery, that is 12 volt. And then again, if we move it to the right again, once that stops to flash, that will automatically start to try and ignite, and that is turning the fridge onto gas. You will only use gas if and when you're not on a site, and then obviously you've got no 240 volt. Gas will cool down a lot quicker and is more effective than 240 volt, but obviously you've paid for your hookup, so I would suggest that you use the hookup. To select the fridge temperature, press and hold. Again, it'll start to flash again. So that's the source. Press it again, and that is temperature. Again, using the arrows, you can adjust the temperature. I would recommend that you have 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. So have it on 3/4 power and leave it at that. Once you select the temperature you want, just leave it, and it'll stop flashing and it'll automatically set itself. To open the fridge, got this little handle here. Be careful because they are quite firm. Open it, so just pull it towards you and then pull out. And then you've got your freezer box at the top. And then your fridge here. And again, you've got all these various shelves and your salad box there. So to use the toilet, you've got this little function on here. This is your control panel. So as I lift this up, you'll be able to see a little bit better. Obviously it completely swivels, so you can adjust it. But again, press here, press and hold. So press it once, the fan will start to spin. You've got a carbon extractor just below the cassette, which will extract all of the smells from the toilet. When that's flashing, you press. It will then put water into the toilet. So put a little bit of water in. See, when you go to the toilet, just here you can see you've got your flap. This will empty the cassette and then just close it back up. Now the fan will run for approximately 5 minutes. If you want to turn it off, press the fan that's flashing and that will turn it off. You've noticed you've got the green light there. It will illuminate as red when the cassette is full, but my recommendation would be empty it at a minimum every other day. Then what we also have, we have the switch for the light just here. You've got your storage, roof light. In order to operate the roof light, press in, pull the bar towards you. You've got variant positions that you can have this set in or then fully up. Again, we also have blind fly screen, which again we have throughout the vehicle. And then again, push this back. Now to lock it, make sure that's pushed all the way up and that button pops out. Again, now because we've got the pump on, we've got power on all the taps and also in the shower. And again, on this, when this comes round, just make sure it is the left hand door goes behind, and then you've got that nice seal. At the top here, what we also have is this bar. So if you've got any wet clothing, any wet jackets, this can be dual purpose. Not everybody uses a shower. Obviously it's a great shower, great space, but again, if you've got any wet jackets, ideal place to hang them. When you're not using it, just pushes out of the way. So this key, with the black end, this does your toilet door. It also does your habitation door. It is central locking the habitation door, but if for any reason batteries go flat, you can use this to override. So here's the cassette toilet. Quite easy to pull it out. So lift the orange handle, hold the top, it slides out to empty the toilet. I'm going to empty it through here. Pull that out, and then we tip and empty. Now we will empty it into an Elson point. If you were at home, you'd empty it into your toilet and then flush it away. Use the green chemicals because they are more environmentally friendly. The way in which you then put the chemical in once you've emptied it is fill up this little end cap, fill it to the top. You'll see there's two markings. Fill up the top, pour it in, and turn. You also have a handle as well, so if you've got a long way to walk, this is on wheels, it will rotate, and that just goes back down. Then make sure it slots in properly, to then allow you to lift it, and then slot back in. Make sure that handle goes down, just to locate it. We're hooking up. You've got your 240 volt cable. 240 volt cable will lift up the end and then slots into there. So nice and easy. So I've got Emily here, who is my glamorous assistant, who's going to demonstrate the bed for us. Emily, could you pull the slats out for us, please? So if you pull the slats all the way, and once they're locked into position, you've got a little toggle just here, which it lifts over and then slots in. So that's first stage of making the bed. Next thing we're going to do is to utilize the two side cushions and put those into the center. However, for a more comfortable bed, it is advisable to rotate and flip the cushions so you don't get any of the rolls, which again could give you an uncomfortable sleep. So as you can see what Emily's done, we have now made the bed. Again, you can also do the same with the rear cushions as well, but just for demonstration, we flip these over. So we put the two backs in the two areas there and there. Just means that we've got less joints in the center of the bed, just to make it comfortable. So again, you'd flip the others, and that would just mean that you've got no undulation and you've got a nice big double bed. And again, the slats just push back in. As demonstrated by Emily. So, location of your fuses is all just in this little area here. So if we lift up this cupboard, as you can see, you've got a decal on there which tells you what every fuse is for. And if I lift up here, you'll see that that is illuminated green. So if a fuse blows, so if a fuse goes, you've got a little light there which will illuminate red to let you know which fuse isn't working. So again, that's where all your fuses are located. On here, this little light here illuminates that you know the charger's working. For any reason you don't want the charger on, which I can't think of any, you would depress that. So press that button in, that will then stop illuminating. And then again, heating and hot water, you may not always want your heating and hot water on electric. So if you've got it plugged on a mains electric, you don't need to, but you could depress that. I mean, I would just leave it on personally. And again, if you're on site and you just want to check to make sure you've got 240 volt coming in, if you press this little button here, that's your test. Obviously you'll notice now that both those are no longer illuminated because they only function off 240 volt. Flick that back on, that's just let us know that the fridge has come back on. And when we're storing it, you've got this little button here. At the minute it's pressed in. If you press that again so it sticks out, that's your shutdown button, so the system will be turned off. That will stop any drainage. So when you're storing it, please ensure that button is pressed so it's sticking out. That means you get you won't be able to use anything within the motorhome. None of the 12 volt will work, the step won't work, but it also means that the reverse camera won't be draining any batteries. If for any reason you have a loss of power, lights don't work, when you're pressing the little button up there, a couple of places to check. One is here, this is where the leisure battery is stored. You'll notice a yellow fuse sticking up there. That's a fuse for your leisure battery. Check that one. It just unclips out of the fuse holder, then just look through and you'll be able to tell whether the fuse is blown or not. So I thought I'd give you a quick demonstration of how your radio system functions. So just here, you can see you've got your navigation. Again, please take a moment to initially set up. So we've got to go through the setup. So again, just to do that, I haven't done it because I wasn't sure whether you may want to do that. But again, so you can set up your language and various other bits and bobs because it is motorhome satellite navigation. So it allows you to set all of that up. Very simple and straightforward. Just keep on pressing next and it takes through to sat nav. Again, to go back to the main menu, so you've got your navigation from the home screen, you've got your FM tuner, your DAB, camera. The camera doesn't operate because the camera only operates when you've got the ignition started. And again, you select reverse, you'll get your reverse camera picture, which will come up on this screen here. Again, if you have a disc, you can press it onto there to select. USB, your USB. So if you've got your iPhone, it's just on there. Just plug your iPhone lead into there, or your Samsung lead, and then into your phone. And then again, press on USB on the main menu, and that will then bring through all of your music. In terms of the controls on the steering wheel, what we have is we have the mute capabilities on the steering wheel. We can adjust the volume up and down. We can then answer the phone. So if we have a phone paired, we can then answer the phone, hang up the phone, again sift through numbers as well. On the stalk here we have our lights, so flick it up to turn on our headlights, again to flash, pull back, put on main beam. You would just simply hold it and it'll go on to main beam, pull it back again to turn off. Indicators left, right, and just below here on this little stalk we have our cruise control. So again, to turn it on, you get a note on the dashboard which just comes up there, illuminates green. That tells us that our cruise control is on, and then again we can set it from there by going increasing speed, lowering speed, and then again on there that is to resume. And again, when we turn this to off, you'll notice now on the dashboard that's now gone. And then on the opposite side we have our wipers just here on this stalk. On this we've got our mode. That just gets us into the menu on the dashboard, so we can change language, we can choose to change how it locks. So you might want it so that you've got it on hijack mode, whereby it reaches a certain speed but all doors lock. So you've got quite a little bit of tweaking that you can do to personalize it. All the instructions for that are in the Fiat user manual, which is a lovely bit of bedtime reading. But if you do need any help at all on any further details, then just contact myself, Jonathan. And then again, just down here, just below the key, you've got a little ducket here, 2 screws in there. That is where all your fuses are for the Fiat side. So if for any reason anything went off, so your washers went off, anything like that, this is where all of your fuses are located. Another lovely feature that the motorhome has are your pleated blinds. So pleated blinds, pull around, again on the front as well. This just pulls along nicely. The other one pulls and it is magnetised. So it works very, very efficiently. And again, to put it back, just push it and it clips in to retain. The side ones are a little bit more fiddly. So just put it back, be gentle with it, and then again, pull this all back. That needs to lift ever so slightly, and then it connects in. Other nice little feature that you've got is your map holder or your tablet holder. So pull it towards you. You've got a little lock on the left. This pops out. This will then allow you to put a tablet into there. So if you want to use this for maps, if you've got any information for campsites, anything like that, you can go in, and then once you've got it set, click the lock in, and that will just hold it in place. When you want to put it back, press it down and then press the lock, and then again push that back down. A couple of things I want to show you under the bonnet are just here. This is where you fill up your washers, just there. So it's in a very quite a tight position, so you may not see that. And then if I move around for any reason, if you need to start the vehicle, what you've got here is an area where it can be either the charging point or boosting point, which is just here under this flap. And then again, that's where your positive terminal would go, and your negative terminal would just clamp under here. To open the bonnet, because it isn't that apparent, what we need to do is we open the passenger side door, and just here is your bonnet release. So just pull that and that will open the bonnet. Vehicle, all we do is press the centre button, that unlocks the vehicle. Again, to open the vehicle, press the top button, and then to open the back door, because this is still be locked, press the very bottom, and that opens the habitation door.